I might be hard on people, but I also have a heart. And I've already told you, I am a father. Not only that, when this stuff came up on TV, I pointed him. I said, you don't have to worry about the law coming after you. Full extent. Because they took a life. Are y'all comprehending that? They took a life without thought. They deserve the full extent of the law.
5 Marion County deputies are investigating the deaths of 2 teens and the shooting of another.
Over the weekend, they say they found the body of a 16-year-old. It comes just days after deputies found 2 other teens shot along a busy road. The investigations are located just miles apart.
Detectives discovering them in 3 separate locations in rural parts of the county. Between Thursday to Saturday, investigators say they found a 16-year-old girl dead in a car that was partially submerged near a body of water just before 1 p.m. Saturday. Then Friday, just before 8 a.m., investigators say they found a 17-year-old boy who'd been shot on the side of the road near Southeast 94th Street and Southeast 188th Court. He died on scene. Then Thursday, they found a 16-year-old girl who deputies say is Layla Silverdale lying on the side of the road here in the Forest Lakes Park area near Southeast 183rd Avenue Road before 11 p.m. Then it appears these shootings are all connected since the victim's body found inside the car Saturday was owned by another victim, Layla Silverdale. This morning, the sheriff's office confirming the first victim, 16-year-old Layla Silverdale, is now the 3rd victim to die. A GoFundMe page describes her as an amazing athlete who loved softball.
We are not looking for anyone else at this time. There is no information or no evidence to indicate that we have a 4th victim out there. All of our victims are known or were known to know each other and were together leading up to the incident itself. There's information that we're being given that there's a possibility of hybrid gangs, and that's about it. I can't tell you who's associated, what gang's associated with, or anything like that.
I know they're watching. I know the suspects are watching. I'm coming for them. There will be an arrest. We actually have more than 2 suspects with all the information that's coming in.
The sheriff not going into much detail about the suspects, but says the theory of a serial killer has been ruled out.
I want you to take a look at this vehicle. It's a 2015 Chevy Cruze.
That vehicle was found submerged with a 3rd victim, a 16-year-old girl, this past Saturday. But Wood said the vehicle did belong to this teen, 16-year-old Layla Silverdale, who was the first victim found 2 days prior shot next to a dumpster. The next morning, on Friday, the 2nd victim, a 17-year-old boy, also found dead less than a mile away from Silverdale.
That's why we're asking for information between that time frame of Thursday evening at 10:48 p.m. all the way to Saturday 1 p.m. All that I'm able to tell you is that they all knew each other. We have surveillance videos that depicts our victim's car just moments prior to the event and the moments just after the event.
As a parent and a person that lives in this area, we moved out here so our kids could feel safe. I just hope they can really get to the bottom of it quick and, put some ease to everyone's mind.
The perpetrator of the crime needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
This individual, who is a juvenile officer, is who we're looking for. Now, I'm talking to the viewers. Some of you know him, you know where he is, and you need to turn him in. Now, I will get him. I will find him. And justice will be complete.
Yo, what's up, people? We is back. Another day on Keep It G News. And today, y'all, we is in Florida, y'all. Marion County, Florida. But before we get to Marion County, Florida, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. And y'all know we go live every day at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. But today, we in Florida. Marion County, which is not a small town in Florida, but it's a rural city, a rural county. I don't know how Florida classify their area codes, but it's rural. It's not a city environment. This is not a typical place where you see a whole lot of violence. You understand what I'm saying? And the last, they average maybe in the 20 to 30 murders a year for a city that got 400,000 people. That is magnificent. You know, every body count, every death count to homicide. But you got cities in America, y'all, where the crime rate is out of this world. You know, Baltimore comes to mind. Detroit comes to mind. New Orleans comes to mind. You know, even Chicago, New York, murder rate been on a rise lately. I think it's dropping now. But you see what I'm saying? Marion County averages 20 to 30 murders a year, like I just said. So, in this video, it's not even a lot of black people. You know, majority of Marion County is white, Caucasian. There's even more Hispanics in Marion County than it is black people in Marion County. But somehow, some way, in this story, you're going to find out that 3 black teens got arrested for murder of 3 of their so-called friends. Actually, one of the alleged killers in this case, y'all, was 12 years old at the time of the crime. So, this is one of the videos, y'all, that it was kind of hard for me to make, because y'all know how I feel about juveniles and the rate that these young boys and girls are going to prison and just throwing their whole life away. But this is a prime example of that. So, what y'all just watched in the clips in the beginning was the investigation, you know, how it started versus how it ended. And at the time, the last clip I shown y'all, it ended with a 17-year-old kid or 16-year-old kid still being on the run. Well, it's not what happened. Eventually, like they always do, they get everyone.
Both 12 and 17 now facing murder charges.
The Sheriff's Office releasing this video showing the 12 and 17-year-olds being taken to jail. Deputies say 3 suspects are behind the shooting deaths of 3 teens. Their bodies found on different days, not far apart.
There is no honor among thieves. And at some point, these 3 individuals turned on our 3 victims and murdered them.
The youngest suspect named by the sheriff's office is 12 years old. Video shows Christopher Atkins in handcuffs, along with 17-year-old Robert Robinson. Deputies say a 3rd suspect, 16-year-old Taj Bruton, is still wanted.
They fled the scenes, but left a lot of evidence in their wake.
Newly released documents detail the physical and digital trail detectives have followed since last Thursday.
The 2 that we have in custody confessed to the killing of our 3rd victim.
In the documents, 17-year-old Robert Robinson reportedly told detectives he shot one of the victims because, quote, she was going to snitch on us all. Investigators believe all 3 teens had been in this white car belonging to 16-year-old Layla Silvernail. She was found lying on the side of the road in the Forest Lakes Park area March 30th. A 17-year-old boy was found in a separate location the next morning, and then the 3rd victim, another 16-year-old girl, was found in Silvernail's car Saturday, partially submerged in water. The sheriff says based on what witnesses heard, the victims were shot at the same time.
It breaks my heart as a father. And then when you get an incident like this, not just the victims are juveniles, but all of my suspects are juveniles. And it's like you cry. You want to cry.
And it didn't just all get caught, y'all. Now, we have covered juvenile crimes before, and I told y'all on numerous occasions, in most states, you have to have a parent present when you get interrogated. Now, some states it's not mandatory, but I think just for the sake of criminal proceedings, detectives, homicide detectives, and police departments always try to have a parent or at least a lawyer somewhere close by when they're interrogating or questioning these kids, because I think it's needed for 2 reasons. For one, even though these kids and they're adult and they're involving themselves in adult-like activities, you know, we talking about murder, it's not a game. They still deserve or still have to have another voice of reason there, y'all, because we know that at this age, we talking about a child as young as 12 years old. They don't really know what they're getting themselves into. A lot of people don't like me for saying that or don't like me to say that, but that's what it is. You know, certain part of the brain don't even fully develop till you 25. So I don't be surprised when we see these young kids crashing out like this. Upsetting, but not surprised. You know, environment plays a role in a lot of these situations, especially when you're dealing with inner city. But y'all, this is different. This is different, yo. How is it that 3 kids or 6 kids at the time was involving itself in what the police called a burglary gang in a rural town, in a rural place where crime isn't rampant. How does this happen? You know, it's confusing, y'all, because this wasn't always a thing. I bet if we was to go down the numbers of Marion County, if you was to go back 15, 20 years ago, the murders probably was less than 20s and 30s. But we're saying, and I think music play a large role in this, where you got a lot of these small towns, you saying crimes like this more and more. Now, this case is from 2023. But the reason why this is relevant is because these kids was charged as an adult and their trial date is coming up very soon. I don't got the dates, but they're going to trial. And you're going to have a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 12-year-old charged as adult for murder. This is crazy. Now, some people might say, you know, you take a life, you deserve to have your life taken. I get it. I understand it. But y'all know me and my background and what I've been through. I'm completely against it, yo. But this is just a sad situation, y'all. When you got kids, 6 of them that supposed to have been friends. That's what the police is saying. The police is saying they was friends and they was involved in burglaries. Now, somehow, I don't know how this went left. But what you're going to find out in these nice clips is they got interrogated. And typical of what you're probably going to see from most children when they get in themselves in a situation that's way bigger than what they ever could imagine. It's gonna be a lot of talk.
With them, I just told you. I swear to God, was at the house. They said they was finna leave. I went back home. Actually, Mom, I didn't come in until like late. I didn't come in until after 7 anyways.
You don't know what time you came home. Now,
but they said about what that Mulaka at 7:10. What I'm saying is, you don't know what time you came home because you defy your curfew so much. You don't know what time you came in. It might have been 8 o'clock. It might have been 7:30. It might have, you know what I'm saying? So you don't know. What I'm saying is, if you know something that they're trying to get out of you, I don't give a who your friends are, who you trying to protect. I gotta get to work. And I'm sick of dealing with this jail. Cause you choose to have friends. You need to be honest.
Do you own that phone?
Yeah, I own that phone. So okay. You all want permission to check the location?
That would be great, yeah.
No.
That would be great.
What do you mean, no? Oh, they can check my phone. They might find
They're not looking in your phone for anything else.
Yeah.
So you're certain that your phone GPS will keep you at your house that night?
Are you? Are you? So we gon' no.
I can just tell you, I really don't know nothing about no murder. That is the truth. I don't know nothing about no murder, and I was not there with no murder.
That's not what they asked, though. That's not what they asked. What they asked was, when they pull this GPS, will it show that you were at home in your bed, or will it show that you were somewhere else? That's the question that was asked.
Want me to do, like, I'm telling you something.
They want you to be a mind, and I'm telling them the truth, and you're sitting there going with them. Why don't believe in them? They are not your sons. Stop believing them.
That's dead. What the
This is a homicide. This is 3 people. This is that's serious. You will kill my family. What I want to do.
That's what
I understand. That's what we're trying to tell you from the beginning.
Chris, take a deep breath.
Just
take a deep breath. Now listen to me. When you say that someone threatens your family and threatens you, I need to put it in the report. Take a deep breath.
Please tell me what am I going to do.
Chris's mom didn't have an answer to that. She asked one of the detectives if she could step out for a moment to compose herself.
You know where I live, and he knows my whole family. He was gonna kill my whole family.
Are you talking about Reaper? Or are you talking about Stavo?
Reaper. He was gonna kill my.
Let's talk about X-Men real quick. I think you know who X is, and I think you're scared of him. Rightfully so.
They both said it was gonna kill my family.
Okay.
They both said that? They're going at you or anything like that?
Yeah.
Who pointed your gun at you?
Yeah, X-Men. 3-5, because he was on the side, so he hops out of the car, right? He can get out of the car, flip the seat down, boom, hit her once. So he shot her.
Where did he shoot her?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't see exactly where he shot her at all. And then she's not dead yet, so Rob sees that and he shoots her to make sure she's dead. So Layla got 1 headshot, and then Camille got 2 because she wasn't dead yet.
For once, Rob agreed with Taj, at least partially. Before his mom left the police station, he told this to the police.
It was 3-5 that did that. 3-5 dropped the seat and shot the girl, and he shot her in the head. And then Tyler's like, shoot the in the back, shoot the in the back. 3-5 dropped the back seat and he shot the girl. She was still alive. He's like, finish her. So he shot it again.
There's a lot of similarities that are overlapping here, but there's definitely a discrepancy that Rob told us about what happened to the person in the trunk.
They're trying to make him the shooter, right? That's what y'all leaving out. I mean, be honest. Be honest. We being all being honest here. Just be honest. Is he the shooter? That's what they're saying. That's all y'all gotta do. That's all y'all do is just say that. I mean, stop going around.
That's probably one of the saddest and upsetting interrogation videos I've ever seen in my life, y'all. For real, y'all. And not even for the children, you know. It's messed up for them too, because they still probably struggling with the realization that they probably never come home again. And if they do, they're going to be very old. Or at least they're going to spend at least 20, 30, 40 years in prison. Getting life at 12 years old, yo, or getting 60 years at 12 years old, yo, where if they ever come home, most of them, probably all of them, have gone by that time spent more time in prison than they actually spent on the streets. Actually spent in the real world. But it hurts for me, yo, the parents, yo. Did you hear the mother? I got to go to work in the morning. I'm sick and tired of dealing with this. You know. And a lot of times we see this with single parents. And I know it's not all their fault. As a single parent, you can only do what you can do. I get it. You know. Bills got to get paid. Meals got to get provided. And at the same time, you got to pay attention to your kids. It's a hard task. It's not easy. That's why I always talk about, as black fathers, yo, we got to be more involved in our children's life, though. Because if not, this happens. The numbers say this happened. Now, it's not always the case. Like I said, this is extreme. But to see a 12-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, all black in a city or a town that's not predominantly black, crash out this way, when they was all involved in burglaries, they was all involved in robberies. Actually, they said they got the gun from a robbery. Because I was wondering that myself. Where did they get a gun from? Because I can tell y'all, these aren't bad kids. These are kids that was bored. And I told y'all a lot of times, boredom leads to crime. Burglaries and carjackings and stealing cars, that's a boredom crime when you were a kid. But after you do that for so many years, it's like a stepping stool. You start off at stealing cars, next thing you know, you're involved in murders. And that's exactly what we're saying in this situation, y'all. This is with some kid boys and girls that turned into murderers. And it's sad and unfortunate. But when you don't have nothing for kids to do, I'm not sure what kind of recreational activities they got in Marion County. But when you're dealing with youth, you're dealing with juveniles that's full of energy. If they don't got nothing to do, they're going to find something to do. And most times, it's going to be something like this. Stealing cars, you know. It's going to be something that's not positive. It's going to be something that's detrimental to the community. I don't know why it's that way, but that's what it is. We've seen it too many occasions. Now, it's not 100%, but let's say it's 30, you know, and that 30% is killing us as a community, as a people. We got to figure out something, enough other alternatives for these kids. We got to figure out a better way of thinking for them. If I can put this on anybody opposite the parents, you know, it's always the parents' fault. That goes without saying. You know, it's not always the parents' fault, but parents got to take some accountability. That goes without saying. But yo, I would think that these kids came up this way following the drill music wave. I guarantee if I was to dig a little bit deeper, one of these kids or two of these kids probably was rappers, or at least trying to rap. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments, y'all. This is a tragic story, yo. At the time, in Marion County, they actually thought they had a serial killer on a run, because we talking about a place where killing is not happening that often. We talking about 20-something people a year, yo. That is great for a big city. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. This is another day of Keep It G News.
I've got a particular media who has a problem with putting photos of juveniles out. Now, we do it what the law says we can do. Put these photos out. I put myself in the shoes of those mothers because I heard one of them say it. I wish I would have known what this one was doing and who they were, because my kid never would have hung out with them. And to think and believe to minimize any actions that is criminal of a juvenile is a disservice and frankly stupid. Car burglaries. Yeah. Ain't that right? All the gun laws we got in place didn't prevent it, did it? Neither will any new ones. Because here's the fact. The bad guy's going to get a gun no matter what law you have put in place. And I'll go back to you, as your question. A simple burglary, as some people will say, but I don't consider anything simple when it comes to a burglary. The law allows me, I'll plaster their face up on this page, up on my page, up on media. I will hand it out if the law allows me, because parents have the right to know who their kids are hanging out with and preventing this. They're associated with a gang, and I've told some of y'all in interviews, gangs don't go to church on Sunday and then preach the gospel for the next 6 days. They're gangs because they commit crimes. How simple is this idea? Where are we losing it? And I know we're going long, but this is my press conference, not yours.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.